Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I am Melissa.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are in a foolish mood tonight because
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why I said because that time.
I know, right? There's no reason. We're in
a foolish mood because it's a full moon. Is it a full moon?
No, I don't think so. I think that was a couple weeks ago, but either way, I think I've been like this all day.
It's just one of those days. It was sunny today, cold as usual, but anyway, it's been fun. This is another Charleston Chew bonus episode, bonus content. And it's funny because we said that we were going to do like a bonus episode this week because it's finale week for Big Brother. And we talked 2 days ago, yesterday, whatever it was, when we reviewed Thursday's episode and said, we're going to record again Wednesday night and then one more time. And instead we're recording tonight because I'm sorry, but like Monday's episode was just too good. and I don't want to take focus away from Wednesday night's like extra eviction and the fact that
I think there's going to be a lot going on. So
I don't want to have to like recap these last two episodes when there's just going to be so much more happens, you know?
100%.
Okay, so to get started, I just want to start by saying, I've got my notes here. This isn't in the notes, but after the show was over, I was like, me and you are deadly at predictions.
I don't know. I feel like we kind of were, but then I also kind of threw a wrench into it by just trying to be different last.
See, I knew. That's why I was like, do you really think that? Or are you just saying it? You just wanted to have a different opinion than me.
I just wanted to be like, okay, let's cover all our bases.
No, you speak with the heart. Speak from the heart, Crystal. Don't try to be political. We're not political people.
That's true. That's a good point.
Anybody who listens to our regular episodes understands that we don't say shit just to be political.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. So I watched this at like fucking 5 o'clock this morning on the treadmill and I'm looking at the notes trying to like jog my memory. You just recently watched it, right?
I did. Yeah. Hour or so ago.
Okay. So I've got start of the episode and Ty smooths everything over with Bray.
Can you hear the crazy going on in my bed?
Full of children today.
No, that is literally one child and a husband. That's what that is. Yes, my husband is literally like having a fight with my 13-year-old upstairs. That's what's going on. And Cole loves it.
Oh, clearly.
He goes out and he starts like prodding at him and he's just like, what's going on here? And he's like a real shit disturber, right? Anyway, sorry, I digress. But anyhow.
That is too funny.
So apparently that's going to continue on for a while.
It's so funny because it sounds like when you have like a children's birthday party. Yeah. And like they're all, but like a really sick one, like really fucking cool children's birthday party where like there's like jumpy castles and trampolines and like a lot of sugar. Ball pit. Yes. That was appropriate for tonight. I'm very proud of that. All right, so we can expect that to pop in and out, listeners.
Sorry.
Get over it.
Yeah, like let's be honest, we're moms, and this is in my house, so
we're doing this in our basement. Mine's in my unfinished basement. My husband gets mad when I don't cover up my unfinished door frame with my head. He doesn't get mad. He's not a psycho. He gets mad at me. No, but he's just like, oh, I can't believe like you're doing it there where it's like unfinished. I'm like, well, where else am I gonna go? Baby's asleep.
Yeah.
All right.
So what were we saying?
Topic, back to Big Brother. So the start of the episode and Ty smooths everything over with Brayden. So as we saw from the last episode, Beth almost blew up Ty's game a little bit.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Right. So she basically said that, he was just playing Bray and he was just stringing him along. And he said that he had Brayden in his pocket. Basically a lot of the things that Ty has said to the camera. Yeah. But Beth blew the game up in front of Bray to say that. So that was a note that I made there. Because I also know that kind of grinds your gears a little bit.
It really does. And like, I don't know. And Okay, we won't get into that part so much until a little bit later because at some point
it does come back.
It does come back around. But yeah, I mean, he definitely kind of like, or she went out basically in a blaze of glory, making sure that everybody was fucking burning down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
She fought up until the last second. Like we said this in the last podcast. Like she literally, right up until her speech, she was still trying everything she could to stay in the house. And like, kudos to her because a lot of them give up once they hit that fucking chair. How many speeches have we heard that people sit in the chair and they're like, I respect you. Just please do what's best for your game. I'm like, no, do what's best for my fucking game. Yeah, like who's not there like fighting for your life to be like, keep me in this house? Did everybody calm down?
It was the dog. The dog scared me.
I really think that, so I love podcasts, but since we started doing this and we videotape it and we put it on YouTube, there's just a little part of it that people are missing if they're only listening to it because
like the look on my face that time.
I was like, did something move behind you? Or like the other day when the cat jumped up with me and scared the fucking shit out of me.
Was it a ghost?
Well, okay. So I'm going to sidestep again for a minute. I'm sorry, listeners who are dying to get into this content, but there was a couple of weeks ago when we were having some issues with our sound. So, I mean, we are brand new. We're not tech people. We don't understand how a lot of this works. We don't know how, like, I'm sure people listening right now are like, just edit out the background noise of the children laughing. And I'm like, that's great. Fucking Karen, come over and do it for me because I don't know how to do it. And this is a hobby that we love and we want to go worldwide. So we're working on it. Okay.
Exactly.
So there was a little bit last week and there are going to be like some better microphones coming in. We're not going to be using just our headphones. I know they're quiet, right?
No, it's not that. Well, yes, but what you're talking about from last week, I was just like, I listened to the episode with Steph and I was just like, son of a bitch, that's my children.
Oh, you could hear them. Okay. Well, that's another side note. But this side note, so before the episode with Steph, we had like 2 weeks, I think, in a row where everything was very, very echoey.
Yeah.
Or 2 episodes in a row. So Crystal and I were listening to it. We don't like sit in a room and listen to it together. We listen to it individually and we give each other notes and feedback on like what we think. And I remember I listened to it and I could hear echoes every time one of us was talking. And a lot of times it was me. And I was like, Crystal, I think that my basement is haunted. Because every time I would say something, it would echo back, but in like the scary word, like I'd be like, Big Brother Canada, and it'd be like, Big Brother Canada. Like, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, is there a ghost trapped in my basement? Because I'm a spiritual person. You know, I'm not going to get into all beliefs and religion and whatever bullshit. Like, we're not talking about that. That's not the podcast for it. But I definitely believe that there's other things going on. So I was like, is there a spirit trapped downstairs? And then when we were here a couple of nights ago and my cat just fucking jumped on something behind me out of nowhere and I didn't know he was in the room, I was like, it's the ghost. It's real. And it came back. It wasn't because I was listening to all of it without my headphones in and it made an echo. Anyway, so that was my sidestep. You mentioned the cat and a ghost, and it just reminded me of thinking that I was going to be like poltergeisted.
Yeah, it was funny.
Anyway, okay, we will come back to Ty and Bray because we know that it comes up later in the episode. Everybody talks about it. Seems to be all that people are talking about online. So I joined. Okay, I've mentioned this to you, and I'm going to send you the group on Facebook. Big shout out to, let's see if I can fucking find the name of it now. I think it's just Big Brother Canada fan page. Okay. So I found this page on Facebook that I didn't know existed until last week. And here I am. I'm like scrolling through it now and I'm like, we should have been on this page, even not as the podcast, but just me and you interacting on this page since the start of this, because these are our people.
Right? Seriously.
These people are talking strategy and gameplay and they love the show. And I'm like on it now. And I'm just obsessed with it. So everybody on that show is also, or on that page has been also questioning what's going on with Ty and Bray. So we will definitely get back to that. I've got some theories and I don't think you agree with my theories, but I've got some theories. And we'll get into it.
I don't know. So, you might be surprised.
Really? Okay. Let's just get into it. No, okay. So who, as predicted, we predicted. I'm going to say you predicted it because you did change your prediction last episode. But again, we've already explained that you changed it just to be like, I don't know, to have a different opinion, which is
just to
stupid.
cover our bases because I was like, so one of us has to be right.
That's cheating.
I know.
That's fucking cheating.
Stacking the odds in our favor. Come on now.
All right. So as predicted, we both predicted Ty wins HOH. He just had the fire in his eyes.
But man, it was good though, because it was close. Like they were all very, very close. Like every one of them got something, you know. So you know, they were all 2 and 2 and 2.
I want to go back a bit too, as a reminder to like the episode before, because this was something I thought about that I don't think we discussed. Beth was explaining to Tara, I think it was when Kiefer walked in and was like, you don't know if you're going home. But Beth was saying then, she's like, okay, here's what the challenge is going to be. She's like, I know, or no, she was saying it to Kiefer to try to stay. She's like, I know all the males, all the females. I know the dates that people left on. I know this game. I know that game. And she basically gave Kiefer every reason to send her home when she was saying that. So she was saying it to Kiefer as a way of, if you keep me in the house, I'm definitely going to win that game and I'm going to take you along. But if I'm Kiefer, I'm thinking, you're definitely going to win that game. Why would I keep you here?
Yeah. Yep.
Like I forgot to mention
she also
that
pitched it to, she did pitch it to Tara afterwards when she figured. She was just like, okay, well, I'm gone anyway, so I may as well share this with somebody.
Yeah. And Tara's like, I don't know any of that.
I don't know any of that.
It's like,
right.
That's me. That would be me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Kiefer talking to Ty and telling him that the other 2 could send him home is so smart.
Yep. Like I said last time, or last episode, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was last week, but I said like, if anybody could talk themselves out of it, it's him.
I'm like,
but
I don't know. I don't know. So Ty won. And I'm thinking the same things. Kiefer knows he's going up. He's like, he's not going to put up Bray. Like, it's going to be me and Tara. The whole fucking world knows it's going to be Tara and Kiefer on the block. Okay.
It's a smart move.
It's just a smart, exactly. Like Kiefer next to anybody wins.
Yep.
Excuse me. Little burpette, little cup of tea coming out here. But so anybody next to Kiefer loses. And what I love though, was that he sat next to Ty and he was like, listen, you want to keep me because, you know, I'm your best shot at winning, basically, is what he was saying to Ty. And he made some good points.
He did. But I also think that Ty has gotten, how do I say this? Extremely smart in the last, and again, I mean that's possibly television too. Like I think that, like we said before, I think they really did play up his like stupidness. Now, the reindeer, it is what it is. He just, you know what I mean? But so like we all have those moments. I often call them, I have blonde moments all the time. And that's not offense. I'm not saying any offense to any blonde people.
I like feel like I'm going to just stop saying no offense now in my life.
I'm just saying.
Offense by it. I'm not a hateful person.
Right.
Just understand that I don't mean to offend you because I'm going to say offensive things because I just shoot out the mouth what comes in my head. So I know I will say offensive things. So let's just apologize now for every other episode in the future that I'm going to offend people.
Let's get it out of the way.
If you could just rewind to this section and we don't mean any offense, then go.
Yeah. So that's true though. Like I'm like, how many times have I said something to you and then I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I think if you go back through our texts between each other, it's like I text something and then I immediately text you something else that's like, oh my God, what an idiot.
I think everybody has those moments. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just, it's human nature. And they definitely played up Ty's moments more.
I think so too. Yeah.
However, I think too that he didn't really need to play smart for the whole rest of the game because he was just it's almost like he was floating, quote unquote, fucking Beth's favorite word. He was floating with a shield. So he latched onto this power group and he was, in there to make these big decisions, but he really just kind of like went with whatever the power group wanted to do until the time came when they started like stabbing each other in the back and then he took note. But I mean, it did take Kiefer pulling him over for him to really like see things. But it's like once the fucking fog lifted,
it's full on clarity. Like,
and all of a sudden now he's like this comp beast and like this amazing player who's strategic and he's listening and he understands the best way to play the game. And I'm here for it. I like it. I love Ty. I'm noticing that I say I love a lot, so I'm trying to pull that back. You'll notice it now. And I say like all the time.
Oh, me too.
I never knew how much I said like until I started listening to us back. And I'm like,
me too.
This could be a drinking game. Only somebody would die.
Right. like us.
Yep. Okay. One thing that I do love is how, so they do the Big Brother Awards.
Yeah.
With Canada. So okay, for anybody who's just tuning in now, this is the first season of Big Brother Canada that I've watched. I know it's shameful, it's ridiculous. It's not gonna be the last. Let's just throw it out there. It's not gonna be the last. After I win next year's season, I'm gonna keep watching it after all the other seasons. However, I absolutely thought that it was the coolest thing that they do the awards. And then they show the house guests the flashbacks and everybody can react and celebrate with champagne and everything. Because in the US version, they have a scripted episode. And honestly, of all the episodes, it's the one that I usually am okay with missing.
You're right.
So, yeah. When they dwindle down, they get to final four and everybody sits at the table and they're like, oh, remember when this happened? And then it flashes back. Remember,
I forgot actually, and then because this just seems so like second nature to me at this point because it's always been like this.
Yeah. Right? So no, like the US version is much more boring in my opinion.
Yeah.
At this particular like recap episode because they need something to do to drag out the finale.
Yeah.
So they show you what they can show you, and then they also want to have fun with it and like highlight the good times and all the fun. So I just absolutely loved that they had their clothes there, the fun outfits. I loved that they made them all sit in the ball pit because so jealous over that. They had good food. They got to drink some champagne and celebrate. And then they had like these silly awards where they had a really good time, but then they also had this wholesome moment at the end. Like, guys, you're accomplishing big things here.
Yeah.
And I just loved it.
Can I just say, number one, when they do this ceremony and every other year, they all have like fancy dress clothes and stuff like that. But this year was a huge exception. It was very flamboyant is what I would call it.
I loved it.
And I looked at Jason while we were watching it and I was like, did they get the designers from the Hunger Games to come in here and do these things?
So like, usually it's like really like classic, is it? Like a classic.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but elegant? It might be a little bit silly. Like, they'll put on like ball gowns or whatever, but then they'll have like the full like jewels and like the big long, you know what I mean? Like they'll wear feather boas. They'll be a little bit silly with it kind of thing for the most part. Or it might be like some crazy color or some crazy print or whatever. But this was like
extravagant.
Totally. Yeah.
I thought
it was great.
When Tara's like, my daughter would love this dress. I'm like, I love that dress. Like, fuck, it's so cool. I loved it. Yeah, and I said, I'm obsessed with these outfits. They're deadly. I can't believe we missed the fucking chicken and the egg argument. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. I don't know if they aired it. I think that might be something that maybe people who watch the live feed saw, or they probably have done highlights because I know that like the show uploads a lot of content on their website.
Right. That's true.
So they probably had that like on the website as like bonus content, but I didn't think it was a stupid question. So Brayden asked Jed, if you're allergic to eggs, does that mean that you can't eat chicken?
Yeah.
And Jed's like, that is the stupidest question. Now, I hear where Jed's coming from because I feel like that's also it. Like, I don't think I would have thought to ask that question. I would have been like, oh, you're allergic. You can't have eggs. Here's this chicken breast. Would never have crossed my mind. So like, I think I knew that you could, but then when Brayden asked, I was like, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, it's a solid question because if you don't know the answer, like, why wouldn't you ask the question? Now, I mean, I guess like you're not getting into food science, so it's kind of. I I don't know anybody who ever would have thought of that question.
Oh,
but I don't think that it was completely
question.
stupid. Like, yeah.
Well, it made me re-question my life, honestly. Like, is it? Are they the same? Because they are, but are they?
No, that's the thing.
But aren't they?
Sidestep, I'll just say this. Once upon a time, a long time ago, I used to have this Garfield book. It was like literally a book of Garfield comics. And there was one comic in particular that was just like, it had something to do with Garfield and John were talking about eggs or whatever. And then I remember one specific part of it saying, don't ask me where they come from. And then literally I just stopped eating eggs for fucking a decade. Because I was like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, nope, that's it. They're done. I can't do it anymore.
Oh my God. Okay. So, this stupid question. You're so excited. You're like, what am I going to expect? So I'm going to sound so stupid right now in front of millions of people. At least
I'm going to love it.
At least 17.
I can't wait.
So, okay, I think this is true. Or do I? The yolk in a chicken egg, the yolk in an egg, is that a dead baby chicken?
So, I mean, no.
See?
The simple answer, no, it's not a bad question. The simple answer is no. And the reason why is because it was never fertilized, which is why it looks like it does. Oh, right. It's an unfertilized egg.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know the inner workings of how it gets fertilized.
Okay, fine. But how do you know the difference between a fertilized egg and an unfertilized egg? How do you look at eggs and be like, this one's going to hatch and this one isn't going to hatch? This is breakfast and this is Harold.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. The way you figure that out is by asking an egg farmer.
Okay, so you also don't know.
I don't fucking know.
All right. I do have a friend who's an egg farmer.
Yeah.
Probably going to hang up from this immediately and send her a message.
Maybe it has to do with the weight of it, or maybe it has to do with the timing of it. I would say that's more likely.
I just thought if you collected the eggs and decided that they were going to be breakfast eggs and not baby chicken eggs, that like you had to like, I don't know, fucking shake them or something, put them in the fridge at a certain time. I don't know.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Did you allow the rooster into the hen house or no? Like,
so a hen will lay eggs regardless. Like an egg you're getting eggs like however many days all the time. Yeah. You don't need a rooster to lay an egg, but you do need a rooster to make a chicken.
Right.
Fuck, man, we are deep. See, this isn't just an after show. You learn things.
I mean, you learn half things because we don't know the full truth.
You learn things that are made up.
But you're welcome, because now you're going to go Google it, because I am.
Guaranteed. Everybody listening to this is not like, those girls are idiots. I know this. You might get 10 of them. 10 out of 17 might think that we're idiots. But at least 7.
I'd still play those odds.
Like, good question. Yeah, me too, man. Okay, yeah, so I just had to make a note that I couldn't believe that we missed that argument, because I thought that was so funny. It was such good TV. Ty still doesn't believe that reindeer are real.
I know. He still says it. He's just like, they're not real, man. And we're just, and Bro was just like, what?
Bro was like, by the way, they're real. He's like, but how do you know? Because we've seen them. Ty? I'm like, have you ever seen the movie The Santa Claus? Anyway, I love.
Did you ever watch Frozen?
Yeah. They're real and they're all named Finn. The name Rudolph is a lie. God. So these videos of like the awards, I loved. I think it was Vic talking. And Tina's in the background doing her little like Newfie shuffle, Newfie stomp. And fucking Jed and Bro are like this, like twerking. Did you see that video?
No.
You need to go back and watch the episode because they're good.
Are they?
they're good. Like 2 of them are twerking, and I'm just like, damn, they can twerk. I can't
did
twerk.
they practice? I can't.
I can only twerk up against a wall, like if my hands are on the floor. I know the hardest way. I can do it that way,
I gotta
like
tell
hands
you,
on
I'm
the floor
impressed.
and feet on the wall, but I can't like kneel down and like twerk.
We should really have tested this out over the weekend.
I know.
Also,
So many missed
sidestep,
opportunities. Yeah.
forgot the t-shirts. But anyway,
Oh,
that's a story for
listening,
another day.
Crystal and I went out this weekend and had a well-deserved pod night out, we'll say. And we had these t-shirts made up. And when I say we, I mean Crystal made them like months ago. And we said that we were going to use them, or we were going to take them out on our girls' night, and we were going to wear them and take a picture in our t-shirts. And she just reminded me that she never brought them because we never even noticed the night that we
I forgot.
Totally forgot. So
Yep.
Okay, I did. Yes, I just made a note that their twerking was deadly. Watching Ty's video from his mom was deadly. And I love seeing people get their Wendy's and their video. That to me just makes me so happy because in the US seasons, they don't get anything from home unless it's like a special thing, like except for their letter, but they don't get to see their family. And I thought that was just something that's just, it's just a nice little push, you know?
I do love it.
Yeah. You have something that you want to say?
No.
We're currently at our topic of conversation. I made a note. How are you feeling now about Ty after hearing Bray say that he catches feelings easily? I was like, that's a question I'm going to pose to Crystal.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, it hurts my heart.
Can I tell you what I think is going on? You think the exact same thing. I could tell.
I think the exact same thing. I'm going to tell you right now. I think, and part of it was solidified by his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I
need to know that theory.
I don't, maybe we're not thinking the same thing. I was kind of wondering if maybe he possibly does have feelings for him as well. Maybe he is fully open.
Thank you.
Right? Which best kind, if that's the case, right?
Yeah. So here's what I think. I think, because I think I don't know if he's ever stated that he's heterosexual.
I don't
like he had feelings
so
for Beth, but I don't think he's ever stated like his sexual preference. Which why do you need to? Like we've had this discussion, you know, on our podcast before. Like who the fuck cares?
We might have made the assumption because of the fact that he became so close with Beth at first,
and that he didn't openly say that he was, because like at the beginning of the season, they're all talking about it. Like Josh came out, Julie came out, Latoya came out on the show, and she said that she wasn't out in person, right? So you know, there were these aspects of it. And so I think that we just assumed that he was straight. However, the last time we were talking, and from then until now, I feel like even stronger. I have a theory that Ty has always, you know, been straight or identified as a straight man. And I think that he's probably feeling a little bit more for Brayden. And I think that they're close friends for sure, but I think that he probably really has feelings for Brayden. However, these are feelings that are probably unknown to him for a member of the same sex, which is not something that he is used to. And now all of a sudden, not only is he figuring this out about himself, he's doing it in front of fucking cameras on live television. So I feel like him explaining to the camera about how he's dragging Brayden on is more so that he doesn't come out when he doesn't even know if he has anything to come out for. Like I feel like he's having his own discoveries and we're all watching it happen, and it's like it's probably terrifying for him.
I mean, maybe like and maybe he already knows, maybe he doesn't know, maybe I don't know, maybe he's never entertained the idea, but then on the other side of things is also kind of like, okay, well, why not just be open to whatever?
I would be the happiest person in the world if this season was over and they came out as in a relationship. I would be so fucking thrilled because I think that they would be a sick couple. Like I think that they would be such a good couple. Like it almost reminds me of, do you remember in the US season last year when like Christmas and
Memphis.
I was going to call him Winston. Okay. But when Christmas and Memphis, there was nothing between them in the house like that anybody knew of. And then a couple of months later, they came out on Instagram that they were a couple.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would love to see that with Ty and Brayden. But only thing is, I think that Ty's been talking about it because I think people are seeing it. They're asking questions. The producers are probably asking about it. So Ty's like, well, yeah, I'm going to string him along. And maybe part of it is that he's stringing him along because, you know, they're friends and he knows that he likes him. But I don't think that he's purposely cuddling him and like I don't think he's purposely trying to make him feel like, I like you and I'm dragging you along, even though he's saying it like he is.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I was getting the idea, and then Tara said it to Brayden.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just like, yeah, 100%. Feel the same way.
When I said it, you were like, no, he's straight.
Mm-hmm. Did I? Yeah. Was I like full on?
Yeah. You're like, well, no, I don't like what he's doing because Bray is young, and you felt bad for Brayden, and you know that Ty has been like hitting on Beth. But then we went down the whole situation of like, okay, is it better or worse that he hit on Brayden? Because at least Brayden didn't think that he had a shot where Beth did. Right. And we just kind of, I guess we kind of like ironed over the fact that it might be real. But I did say it, and you did tell me that you didn't agree. Yeah,
I don't know that I did then. I think it was just the way that he said things last time and the way that he put it across.
He's coming across, I guess, a bit on the defense too. Like, and that's probably a part where he's like, I can't find my sexual awakening on Big Brother when, you know, like, and then like come out to my family and everything or whatever. Like, again, maybe that's not it. Maybe he's just thinking like, this is a private thing that I need to be discovering on my own. I don't need to be doing this in front of the world, because he can't put a label on it.
Maybe. And I mean, the other side of it is why does he even need to?
Well, exactly. Right? I mean, we've talked about that before as well. But I just feel like if there's something that like you always, like if I start feeling like I'm having feelings for another woman, like I've always identified as straight and I've always been attracted to men. But if I go somewhere like this and now all of a sudden I'm having feelings for a woman, it's confusing me. Do I want that portrayed all over the internet and the world as it's happening, or do I want to figure out what's going on in my head first?
Yeah, fair enough, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. But either way, I'm loving it.
Whatever it is, it is.
Whatever it is, it's good fucking television. Let me tell you that. It is.
Yeah.
Kiefer's just lovable. That's my next note.
I'm just like, I said it to Jason while we were watching it too, because I was just like, I just want him to win. I do. I want him to win. And I've wanted him to win since the beginning.
Since we were shitting on him. We shit on him that week when the whole Kyle fight thing happened. And then after that, me and you were like, this dude's a fucking idiot. And we said everything about him.
Because he was too mopey that week.
Yeah, like I don't even remember what he was like that week. I just remember being like, this guy has got to go home. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, is he now the best player in the house?
Right. Yeah.
He just flipped it on.
Yeah. But I've loved him right since the beginning.
He's good. I like his personality.
Yeah.
And now he's in the Expedia room singing and talking about missing home. And I'm just watching it and I made a note. I'm like, he's just so lovable. And I think that he's going to go down in history as one of the best players.
Yeah.
Like guaranteed, because he wins competitions. He's got an overall good social game. He was stabbed in the back by his alliance and managed to convince them to keep him here when he was supposed to be going out on a blind side. Like that alone.
Right. How does that even happen?
Like that is wild. And he is where he is today. Now, I don't think he's going to stay. Would love to see him get to final two.
If, like I said, if anybody can pull it out, it's going to be him. But I really do.
I just need to say to our listeners who aren't watching, because I think anybody watching us knows, but anybody listening to us, you might think that we're farting.
My chair is making so much noise. This is
my keep moving. I'm like, people are going to think it's me because we've talked about farts on this before, and they know how open I am.
It's like so bad. And you know what?
Doing it now.
Listen. I know.
It's not doing it. We could have just said you tried to prove it, and now they're gonna think it's me farting.
Son of a bitch. But like, this is my chair from work.
Yeah.
So like, this is what it sounds like in the office all the time.
That's amazing. It's amazing. I'm like,
And
because
it's so
I
quiet.
know I can see you, and I'm like, it's the chair. But then I'm like, we're on a podcast right now, and people are 100% listening, and every now and again, they're definitely hearing this like, God, I love it.
Oh,
See, I don't think we need to get better with the audio because I really like the little mishaps that we have.
yeah, I think so
They're
too.
fun.
It's us.
Oh my God. Okay. So that brings us to nominations.
So
Who does
what I was
Ty
going to
nominate?
ask though was,
Yeah.
is it Canada or is it, who has the like the favorite house guest? And then
Okay. So that was my question to you, or was going to be, because US
Sorry.
has America's favorite.
Right.
So does Canada do that?
I'm going to look now. I'm on the website just to see.
I'm asking you the question. You're like, I asked you that because I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't
But
remember.
I did want to know because I didn't vote. I haven't been voting. I haven't been interactive with this season yet. Like
me either,
in.
but I'm kind of like I'm looking now on the website to see if I can find anything, but I don't really see anything about it.
Yeah, so I checked it out a little bit yesterday because I was looking for how to apply.
Of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the rules are not out yet because they still have the instructions for 2021 up, or for 2020. Right. So I just skimmed over it, but I didn't see, I was looking for awards as well to see, because I was going to do up a list. I didn't realize that they would play the awards the way that they did. So I was going to do up a list of what the awards were and then sit with you and maybe do predictions. And then we watched this episode and I was like, never mind.
Nope.
Not going to happen. But yeah, I would love it because if they do Canada's favorite, hands down going to be Kiefer or Braden.
Sure. Could be one or the other. Hard
I
to
don't
say.
think Tara, although I hear a lot of people saying Tara, they want Tara to win. I think Tara has the moms.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, okay, I take it back. I think Tara has the our age moms.
Yeah.
I think the underdogs are going for Kiefer. And I think that the older moms want Bray to win. And when I say older, I mean like
older than me?
Mid 40s instead of late 30s.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind if Tara won, but I do fully think that Kiefer's the one who deserves it, but it's really going to depend.
Yeah. Out of the final four, Kiefer deserves it. Anybody, if he's sitting in the final two chair, he wins. Hands down.
But they all know that.
Exactly. So that's the trick, is that he's in the final four right now. He's on the block. And if he doesn't win veto, bye. Like nobody's keeping him.
No.
Nobody's keeping him. Like it's just not going to happen. Right. So, and the cool thing about this veto, so there's only 4 of them. So they all play. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins veto makes the sole decision on who's going home.
That's my favorite part.
It's so cool.
I'm
that's
really
a powerful
honestly,
veto.
I'm like, I want Kiefer to win that veto. I really do. I'm like willing it into existence. I don't
want
care.
him to, but I don't think he will. I think Tara's got it. I do. I think she's got the fire. Like Kiefer, he's saying that he's trying to act mopey, but then he's going to play hard, and it's a good strategy. But I can, like Tara, she's got in her eyes what Ty had in his eyes last Thursday when they showed that clip of what HOH was. Mm-hmm. Ty had it in his eyes. And me and you were like, Ty's going to win. He's got the fire. Tara has the fire. I mean, I think, and like the other thing is too, if Kiefer wins, then he's off the block. Braden goes up.
Then who goes on?
No. It's the veto person decides. So if Kiefer wins,
he can send whoever he wants home.
Who would he send home? So, okay, if Ty wins, he's sending Kiefer home. If Tara wins, she's sending Kiefer home. Yeah. Do we agree?
Yep.
If Bray wins, he's probably sending Kiefer home. So if Kiefer wins, who does he send home?
I think that if Kiefer wins, he'll send Braden home just to fuck with Ty.
I think so.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Right? Because
then
Ty doesn't have
the final two.
Exactly. So then who's he left with?
That would be smart for Kiefer to do.
Plus, it would kind of throw him for a loop because it's like, well, now your closest ally is gone. Mm-hmm. Now what? Everybody's on their own.
Fuck.
Right?
Oh, I
hope he does, just for the sake of good television.
I know. Oh my God. Come on, producers. Rig it. Throw it in there.
Pay attention. We know you're listening.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. All of you listening. Yeah, man, that's true. That would be a sick move. I would love to see that. Yeah. I would love to see that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I made a note when I said Ty nominates Tara and Keith. Crystal, we are deadly at predictions. Mm-hmm. Okay. What was up? I don't know if you remember this. So when he did the nominations, Tara was like, obviously knew she was going up. Kiefer looked super surprised. It looked like the wind was knocked out of him.
I think that was him acting. I think that was him just playing it again. Right.
I made a note there because I was like, I don't know if he's genuinely surprised or not. Like he's good.
Yeah. That was just part of his like, now I'm going to be mopey the rest of the week situation. I was hoping that I was going to pull one over on you and you just go ahead and keep me.
Yeah. But you got me. And now he's like, wants to call it the veto. So those are my last two notes were Kiefer feels safe on the block, but Tara also seems confident. So, I mean, I want to say it's anybody's veto. I definitely think that Tara's going to win it over. I mean, Ty could win.
Good.
Braden could win. I don't know. I've got that gut.
They've all won stuff, so it's hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So predictions. So let's do who wins veto, who goes home, who wins final HOH, and who they take to the final two. So we'll start with who wins veto. Like, who do you actually think? Not just saying to me.
I do think Kiefer.
You think Kiefer's going to win? Okay, so now we're at a coin toss. Okay, so excited. Like, is it Wednesday yet? Okay, so you think Kiefer wins veto. I think Tara wins veto. Okay. So who do you think goes home?
If Kiefer wins, like I say, I think it's Braden. Braden goes home.
And I'm going to predict that Tara wins, and I think Kiefer's going home.
Right.
So based on our own predictions, who wins final HOH with your three? So your three would be Tara, Kiefer, and Ty. Who wins HOH? I know
it's going to be a hard one because it's a three-parter.
I'm sorry, I just can't let them go. I know. That was good.
Okay. Yeah. Tis what she proclaimed.
Tis what she proclaimed.
Yeah,
it's a three-part.
Yeah, it's a three-parter. So, and like one part of it is endurance. So it's gonna be hard to say. I like the endurance part of it. Ty's winning that part. Like, okay. I feel for sure. Mm-hmm. I think. I don't think Tara has a shot.
No, you think?
No.
It's going to come down to Ty and Kiefer.
I do think it's going to come down to Ty and Kiefer. If Kiefer's still left there.
For the HOH.
You know what? For the HOH, it's not going to make a difference. I think it's Ty.
You think Ty's going to win?
Whether Kiefer's still there or whether Braden's still there or whether Tara's still there. I think he'd win it. Final HOH. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
So based on mine, because I think that Tara would win veto, I think Kiefer goes home. So that's Tara, Braden, and Ty. I honestly think Tara's going to win final HOH. I just think she's going to win the next two fucking things.
Okay.
I think she's going to win them. So I think she wins HOH. And then if she wins HOH, though, I don't know who she would take with her. So if Ty wins final HOH, who's he taking with him? If Braden's gone home, because you're predicting that Braden's going to be gone. You think he's going to take Tara over Keith?
Yeah, he won't take Keith.
If he wins, because here's what Kiefer was trying to convince him of. If he wins final HOH, Kiefer said that if you win final HOH, I think that now you have a chance to beat me.
He might, but not as good.
Yeah.
I
agree. I
don't
think Ty's smarter than that.
He is. I don't think that Kiefer can play to Ty's ego the way that he played to Jed's.
Yeah, it's different. Ty makes
Not the
his
same.
mind now for himself.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I think if Tara wins Final HOH and it gets down to Keith would be gone.
Nobody's taking Kiefer.
Brayden and Ty. I think that she takes Brayden.
She should.
Yeah, I think she takes Brayden.
Mm-hmm.
Bo show. I don't know about if Brayden wins Final HOH.
He'll take Ty.
He'll
take Ty because he's blinded.
Yeah, he should take Tara though.
And I don't think that's smart.
Bray has not made stupid decisions in the game though.
He hasn't.
He could cut his number 2 right at the end.
I'd be shocked.
So that's another vote for him in jury, even though Ty would be pissed.
That's what I'd do.
I would too. I'd take you right to the end and I'd be like, sorry,
later. Peace out, bitch.
I'll buy you that bicycle we discussed.
Can't wait for my banana seat.
Oh my God, so good, so good. Okay, so before we sign off, one thing that we don't say enough of, that I would like to start doing, is reminding everybody to click like. I don't know how you do that. How do YouTube people do this? They point down. They're like, click the button
right there.
Somewhere, one of these buttons. Like and share and subscribe and comment, but don't give me like robot comments that say vom, because it really hurts my feelings.
Like, give us something.
Only comment
good.
Nice things.
Yes.
Because mean things, I don't have the backbone for the internet, folks. So
I do. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really don't. But a little bit, like when you say vom, I'm like, well, those are my feelings you're hurting right now.
I don't even know what that means.
Vomit. Like
really?
These chicks are so gross. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Are you sure that's a thing?
No.
You don't even know.
But it sounds like something that if I'm a hip kid in a Gen Z world, I'll be like, that is so vom. I'm gonna start it.
Right. Like sus.
You're so sus. That's sus.
Right.
All right, guys. Like, subscribe, and share and comment. Watch our stuff. Download us on all the podcast channels.
Listen to us on everything that you can listen to podcasts on.
We've got all the funnest content. We've got audio problems. We have farting chairs. We've got kids and animals. I cough sometimes.
This is just real life.
It's good shit. It's good shit. So on that note, I'm going to play us out. And before I play us out, tune in Wednesday night for our extra bonus episode. And when I say Wednesday night, I mean like 11:30, because we're going to watch Big Brother live, then we're going to record immediately after it and then upload it. So it will most likely be Thursday morning before you'll actually have it available.
We'll be there for your morning coffee.
We're there for your morning run like whatever, morning shower, throw us on the background. We're a great time. Yeah. So Thursday morning, and then after Thursday night's eviction, we're pretty sure we're going to be in bed because it's going to be over at like 11:30. We're not recording then. We're moms. We have to get up at like
1,000,000%. I'll be in bed.
Not happening. But Friday afternoon, we will find a time to record. And this weekend, you will have our opinions on finale, which I know you're waiting more for that than you are the episodes. And we appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. So
we do.
Anyway, tune in tomorrow. Let's watch Big Brother and then hear our thoughts.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.